So you're an entrepreneur. You have a vision, a dream, a wild idea. You are the one who wants to move the world. Then you are all of us entrepreneurs. You are addicted to challenging life, addicted to finding the right formula for success. But here's the truth that I found. Entrepreneurs aren't addicted to information. They're addicted to the feeling of becoming someone new because they don't trust who they currently are. Escape from the identity they don't believe in. Escape from the version of themselves they secretly think is not enough. Escape from an identity we don't understand. Hello and welcome to I Am. I'm David Andrade, the Identity Architect. The place where identity comes before achievement and where you don't change your life, you choose your great one. For over 30 years, my wife and I and our teams have been building companies and brands. Advertising and product development company, apparel manufacturing company, automotive and construction products, to partnering with some brilliant minds to come together and develop a drone delivery company. All while helping other companies and individuals grow in their industries. I'm addicted to being an entrepreneur. I'm addicted to problem solving, addicted to finding solutions, ideas, but I'm also addicted to helping someone grow. The entrepreneurial mind. Think about it. Nobody spends thousands of dollars on seminars, masterminds, challenges, and mindset rewiring because they like note-taking. They chase those programs because for a brief moment, maybe an hour, maybe a day, maybe a 3-day program, they feel like a different person. They feel upgraded, elevated, reborn, and that hit is powerful. I've been there, and I've been there with many brilliant minds, collectively trying over and over again to find the key that unlocks our minds. But then, if these programs work so brilliantly, why do we all come back searching over and over again to the same programs? I would see the same faces, hungry for the next breakthroughs until finally, I had to say, stop. Why are we all here again and again? Something was wrong. If these programs worked, why are they not working? But here's the truth I discovered in my journey that no one ever says out loud. That feeling of perpetually searching for the next big solution is not growth. It's escape. Early on when I first started, I wasn't failing because of my ideas. I wasn't struggling because of my work ethic. I was in pain and struggling because I was trying to escape an old me instead of choosing the identity I wanted to lead from. For years, I kept thinking success would finally erase that old version of me. But the breakthroughs never lasted. Not because the strategies were wrong, but because my identity syntax was wrong. That revelation is what led me to develop the I Am method. And as much as I love being a business developer and entrepreneur, the challenges, the calculated risks, the creative problem solving, nothing compares to helping others find their true identity, to help companies and individuals avoid the lie of change and find who they truly are. That has been the most fulfilling part of my entire journey. But today I want to talk directly to the addicted entrepreneur, the one with vision, with drive, with passion, the one who will push themselves to the edge to succeed, who will get up again and again no matter how many times life knocks them down. But here's the truth that no one ever says out loud. That feeling of becoming someone new isn't growth. It's escape. Escape from the identity you don't believe in. Escape from the version of yourself you secretly think is not enough. And so the cycle begins. One more course, one more coach, one more challenge, one more morning routine. Not because you need more strategies, but because you're terrified of standing still long enough to confront the real issue, the identity you're choosing from. Entrepreneurs aren't overwhelmed by too much information. They're overwhelmed by too many identities they're trying to borrow. Each new program you pursue offers a costume, a temporary personality, a new I am to wear for a week. But nothing lasts because none of these was chosen from within. Here in this episode, I'm going to expose the truth the self-improvement industry will never say. You don't have a strategy problem. You don't have a mindset problem. You have an identity syntax problem. Because when the order of choosing is wrong, nothing you build can hold. And when the order is right, Identity becomes instant. Choice collapses time. And you stop chasing upgrades because you finally trust the person you're choosing to be. Okay, so let's get down to it. Right now, forget about business tactics. We need to get to the root of it all. We need to understand identity structure and clarify entrepreneur pain points. Here are 5 core points almost every entrepreneur battles, especially the ones who end up burning out or stuck in the change yourself trap that I Am method directly solves. Number 1, identity confusion. Who am I as a founder? Entrepreneurs constantly shift hats. They're visionaries, operators, marketers, managers, salespeople. This creates a quiet identity crisis. Am I doing the right thing? Am I built for this? Why do I feel like I'm constantly becoming someone else? When you don't have a stable inner identity, the business feels unstable too. Number 2, decision fatigue and constant overthinking. Every day requires hundreds of high-stake decisions: pricing, messaging, hiring, priorities. Over time, this creates mental exhaustion, doubt, endless research loops, fear of making the wrong move. Entrepreneurs feel trapped in motion, but not momentum. Number 3, timeline pressure and the illusion of falling behind. Founders constantly feel like they're late, behind competitors, not growing fast enough, missing some secret everyone else knows. This pressure makes them chase change, sprinting towards a future that never arrives, instead of choosing their identity in the present. Number 4, emotional roller coaster and internal instability. Entrepreneurs deal with high anxiety, doubt, imposter syndrome, hoping for motivation, crashing when results dip. Most believe they need to change their mindset, not knowing the real issue is instability in their chosen identity. Number 5, isolation and silent struggle. Entrepreneurs rarely admit, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't feel like myself anymore. They carry everything alone, trying to look strong externally while crumbling internally. Every one of these pain points is rooted in the same problem. Entrepreneurs try to change themselves instead of choosing the identity they want to exist in. As I say, change expands time. When you try to change, you give yourself more time not to succeed. Where choice collapses time. When the identity is unstable, the business becomes unstable. Let me expose one of the biggest traps entrepreneurs fall into, and nobody talks about it. It's not burnout. It's not overwhelm. It's not lack of discipline. It's the addiction to life-changing courses, mindset training, and motivational seminars. That constant hunger for the next transformation, that next hack, that next "this will finally fix me." Have you ever felt that? I know I did. Let's go through the entrepreneurial loop. Entrepreneurs love growth. We love learning. We love leveling up. But somewhere along the journey, something shifted. Growth became consumption, not creation. Every time a new course drops, entrepreneurs buy. Every time a new mindset coach shows up, entrepreneurs sign up. Every time a new motivational event launches, entrepreneurs run towards it. And for a moment, it feels like momentum. But then the loop starts. You hope, hype, homework, burnout, search for the next fix. This is the trap. It feels like you're moving forward, but the identity doing the moving never shifts. So the results don't either. So why don't all these courses stick? Let's be brutally honest. Courses aren't the issue. Mentors aren't the issue. Motivation isn't the issue. The issue is what entrepreneurs are secretly using these tools for. They're trying to use educational tools to solve an identity problem. Courses teach you what to do, but entrepreneurs are using them to try and change who they are. And that's impossible. You can't download a new identity the way you download a module. That's why everything feels temporary. Temporary motivation, temporary clarity, temporary confidence, temporary momentum. You're trying to fix the wrong layer of yourself. Identity is the foundation, and when the foundation is unstable, no course can stabilize the structure. This is the core point no one ever admits. Entrepreneurs don't trust who they currently are, so they keep trying to become someone else. Every course promises a new version of you. And without realizing it, entrepreneurs start running away from themselves. Every purchase becomes an escape route. I'll be more confident once I finish this. I'll be successful once I learn that. I'll finally feel enough after this next program. But the feeling fades. It always fades. Because you can't escape an identity you never chose. And you can't build a life from an identity you don't trust. This is why choice of identity collapses time. This is where the I am method stands alone. Because it teaches you the strategy of collapsing time. The world teaches you you must change yourself. But here's the reality. Change expands time. Choice collapses time. Change tells you, I'm not enough. I need to evolve first. I need to learn more. Choice is, I decide who I am right now. I am the entrepreneur who executes now. I embody the version of me that already exists. Identity created through choice is instant. It doesn't need 12 modules. It doesn't need 90 days. It doesn't need a mastermind. It's a decision. It's a declaration, a switch. Once the identity is chosen, the behavior aligns naturally. That's why entrepreneurs who master identity and the I am method move faster than the ones who master strategy. Identity is the operating system. Everything else is just an app. So how do we exit the entrepreneurial loop? There's a moment every entrepreneur faces, and I faced this head on. The moment I said, I'm done trying to change myself. I'm done chasing the next fix. I'm done being someone I don't trust. That is the moment identity becomes a choice, not a chase. And the loop collapses. Because the entrepreneur who chooses their identity moves differently, speaks differently, executes differently, decides differently, builds differently. The old paradigm, I need to fix myself so I can succeed. The I am paradigm, I choose the identity of the person who succeeds. And I operate from that now. That is the inflection point. That is the shift. That is where time collapses. So how do you actually break this pattern? How do you stop chasing the next fix? How do you finally exit the loop and step into the identity that holds? Here's what I'll tell you. There's a pathway out. There's a structure. There's a process for choosing your identity, not chasing it. And once you understand it, everything shifts. Discipline becomes natural. Clarity becomes simple. Confidence becomes instinctive. And the need for constant courses ends. But here's the key. You can't break the loop with more information. You break it with identity. Identity is the operating system. Everything else, every strategy, habit, mindset shift is just the app. All right, let's finish up with the truth that most people won't tell you or talk about. If you're tired of circling the same mountain, if you're done buying course after course, hoping this one will finally flip the switch, if you're exhausted from chasing motivation that dies the moment life hits, here it is. It's not your strategy. It's not your discipline. It's not your habits. It's your identity. The identity you're operating from right now was never consciously chosen. And that is why nothing sticks. You want speed? You want clarity? You want to execute like a different human being? Then you must step into a different identity that your potential holds. Now. Stop trying to change yourself. Change is a lie. Stop trying to fix yourself. Stop trying to become someone else. That loop will keep you stuck for years. Identity, when consciously chosen, collapses time instantly. Look, there are courses and brilliant minds and coaches out there that can teach you, but let your identity choose which one to pursue to help build you, not the other way around. So if you're ready to expand your identity as fast as humanly possible, that is why I say see in 3, choose in 3 seconds. If you want to truly understand how your mind wants to work, it wants to work in speed. It wants you to become the best of yourself as quickly as possible. If you want to understand that, it's the I am method. Understand the I am method, living in 3D. Define, develop, and deliver. That is what is going to get you to where you want to go as fast as possible. And I want you to understand that it's the power of choice that collapses time. And you will waste your life trying to change yourself. I'm the identity architect, the entrepreneur who builds realities for businesses, for individuals, for products, and for myself by choosing identity first. I don't just build businesses and products, I build possibilities. People don't come to me for advice. They come to me for identity construction. I'm a builder of being. I architect identity so entrepreneurs can stop chasing change and finally choose the reality they want to live in. You see, identity creates reality, never the other way around. This is literal architectural thinking. I create blueprints for self. I define the load-bearing beams of identity. I teach the exact syntax for constructing an inner framework strong enough to hold the life you want. This isn't motivational speaking. This is not self-help. This is structural engineering for human potential. I'm not selling tactics, I'm architecting identities. I collapse time by defining who before what. My worldview revolves around a single truth. Identity creates reality. Because your reality isn't shaped by effort. It isn't shaped by strategy. It isn't shaped by information. Your reality is shaped by who you believe you are. Entrepreneurs come to me for one reason: to stop chasing change and start choosing their life with intention, precision, and power. This is not self-help. This is a structural engineering for the human mind. This is where identity gets built and time collapses. If you're ready to activate the version of you that already exists right now, if you're done waiting for permission, then contact me. Message me today. Reach out right now. Not tomorrow, not later, not after the next course. Now. If you want the shortcut, this is it. The I am method. Let's architect the identity your future is begging you to step into. Because you can't change your life, but you can choose your great one. Go to iammethod.com and download the information on what is controlling your life. And grab a copy of my book, You Can't Change Your Life, but You Can Choose Your Great One. And I'll see you on the choosing side. Go out there and take a bite out of life.